What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going over the best settings for Modern Warfare 2, whether that's graphic settings, controller settings, or audio settings. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. All right, so first thing is first, on display mode, you're going to want to have this as full screen exclusive. You guys don't want it to be in anything else. It's going to lower your FPS, so make sure this setting is changed. Your display monitor, obviously it's going to change per person. Go ahead and select your main gaming monitor. For display adapter, obviously make sure you have your graphics card. And screen refresh rate, this is an important one. Depending on what your monitor's refresh rate is, you can check this in the settings on your computer. Make sure it's set to the highest amount. For me, I have a 240 hertz monitor, so it's set to that. As well as display resolution, if you're playing on 1080p, make sure it's set to that. I personally play on 1440p, so I'm on 2560 by 1440. Dynamic resolution, you're going to want to have off. Aspect ratio on automatic. V-Sync, both of these off. Frame rate limit, you're going to want to put on custom. This is going to allow you to change your menu frame rate limit to 60. Basically, your GPU doesn't need to work hard when you're sitting at the main menu. So go ahead and change this right now. It'll just allow for your GPU to kind of just chill and relax when you're not playing. Restart shaders optimization, nothing there. Display gamma set to 2.2. Brightness, this is a personal setting. I personally have it at 50. Focus mode off. High dynamic range set to automatic. Switching things over to quality. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. This is going to be kind of based on your computer, but these are my personal settings and I've been really enjoying them on first-person shooters. For quality preset, put it on custom. Render resolution should be set to 100. Upscaling and sharpening, set it to fidelity cast, and then put the fidelity cast strength to 100. This is a must. This will make your game look super sharp, super clean, and really, really good. So make sure you do the drop down, hit show more, put it to 100. Anti-aliasing, put it on filmic SMA T2X. This kind of just helps the jagged edges be a little bit more smooth, and it helps the final rendered image look a lot more clear. Anti-aliasing quality, put it on low. Video memory scale, put it on 85. And then these are where the settings come in. You're going to want to have basically everything on low or off. So just kind of starting from the bottom. Texture resolution low. Texture filter, put it on low. Nearby level of detail low. Distance level of detail low. Clutter draw distance, put it on short. Particle quality, put it on low. Particle quality level, very low. Bullet impacts and sprays, put that on. Shader quality on low. Shader optimization, have it like that. Tessellation, turn it to off. Terrain memory, put it on minimum. Put on-demand texture streaming off. Put streaming quality to normal. Volumetric quality low. Deferred physics quality off. Water caustics off. Shadow map resolution, again, these are a little bit more personal preference, but I personally have them set like this. For the shadow map resolution, I have it on very low. For the screen space shadows, I have it on off. Spot shadow quality low. Cache spot shadows on. Then spot cache low. Cache sun shadows on. Particle lighting high. Ambient occlusion off. Screen space reflections off. Weather grid volumes off. And then coming down here to the post-processing effects, we're gonna have NVIDIA reflex low latency to on. Depth of field, weapon motion blur, weapon or world motion blur, and film grain. You're gonna need to turn all three of these off. You don't need extra blur or anything kind of making it harder to see or annoying on your screen. You're gonna want to have that clear image behind you while you're playing the game. And then make sure you turn film grain all the way to 0. This is very important. Your game will look so much better and you will thoroughly enjoy yourself while playing the game. Go over to the last settings over here for view. Let's put the field of view. This again is personal preference. I play on PC and I'm on 120. For the ADS field of view, I have it on affected. Majority of people play on affected. Some of the people play on independent. I think affected looks a lot better. It basically keeps your gun more zoomed out while you're zooming in on your sights instead of super zoomed in where you can't really see much around you. Again, this is a personal preference setting, but for me, I think affected is by far the best. This is a new setting they've actually added in Modern Warfare 2. It's the weapon field of view. You're going to want to set this to wide. Wide will allow you to basically make your gun look smaller and you'll be able to see more around your screen when you are not aimed down sights. So ADS field of view is when you're aimed down. This weapon field of view is basically just the size of your gun. So visually, it's probably going to make it look like you have less recoil, as well as make the gun smaller so you can see more around when you're double sprinting. I think it's personally awesome. Vehicle field of view, I have it on default. Then this is a must too. You need to turn first-person camera movement and third-person camera movement to least. This will help with screen shakiness. You don't want your game to be shaking like crazy when you are playing. That will make it so hard and it'll feel like you're in a real war. So turn these both to least at 50%. If the default is 100, you need to turn this setting off. All right, let's go ahead and go over to the audio settings. These are going to be the best audio settings that I've had so far on Modern Warfare 2. I use the Audio Mix Home Theater. This helps with the low and high frequencies. Basically, they'll drown it out, make everything one level, and this will help you be able to hear more footsteps and more people on the map. For master volume, I have it set to 50. Music volume, I always have off. That's just extra audio that you really don't need, whether you're sitting at the menu or inside of the game. Dialogue volume, I have at 70. Effects volume, 100. Hit marker volume, 90. Speakers are set to default device, and that's really it for the audio. And last but not least, let's go ahead and get into the controller settings. These are going to be a lot of personal preference, but if you guys are looking for better aims or an easier sensitivity, I would say don't go any higher than 6. I play on 6.6 sensitivity, and I find it to be extremely helpful. For the multiplier, again, this is personal preference, but I have mine sitting at 1. And under advanced settings, you're going to want to change aim response curve type to dynamic. This has been a setting since 2019 in MW, but this allows tracking your enemies to be so much easier. Go ahead and put the aim response curve to dynamic. This will help you so freaking much. I think going down for the input dead zone, you have to change a setting, or I promise you, you'll have the hardest time tracking people as well. Put your left stick minimum to 0, and then your right stick to 0.05. This will allow your controller to basically be more sensitive. It won't feel so delayed and slow, and it's going to help you drastically in multiplayer. And then the left stick maximum, I basically have it at 80. So what that means is my controller, my thumbstick, only has to get to about 80%, not all the way to the ring, before I start moving at full speed. So basically, by the time it reaches 80% to the inner side of the ring, it will reach full speed, and I will be able to run faster and quicker, and it'll be more responsive. For the right stick, you're going to want to have that at 99. Then the hair triggers, it's all personal preference. I use a Battle Beaver controller, and you guys can check those out if you want, but they basically have hair triggers and bumpers, so you don't really have to mess with that setting at all. Then the last thing, if you're still wanting to slide cancel or do anything crazy, you're going to want to make sure put grounded mantle to off, automatic airborne to partial, and then automatic ground mantle to off. This will allow you to kind of feel more like the MW 2019 or the old Warzone movement. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. These are the best settings in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2022. If you guys did, smash that like button, comment down below what types of videos, and until the next video, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.